Good evening and welcome to AP Seminar. I am thrilled for you to have stopped by. I am Mrs. Norris. I teach AP Seminar to the sophomore class who's with me for this. And I'm coming to you virtually this evening, of course, from Animal Kingdom. The kids are really getting a kick out of my Disney backgrounds and they really like this one today. So I thought I would use this in honor of them. I do love that we share that passion together. So let's get started. This is AP Seminar, and this is my contact information down at the bottom of your screen. I am still in room 117 where they had me for English 1 last year. Well, for part of the year, for half the year. My phone extension in my classroom and my email address. I will tell you that it's much easier and much faster to get to me through email because I can check email at any time from anywhere, and I can usually do a quick response from wherever I am. I do offer tutoring 2 days a week from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. I can stay until after 5 if the kids need to ride the activity bus. I just need to know that ahead of time so I can make those arrangements with my family. Until, of course, we find out whether or not we're going to have the safe room this year. We haven't heard that yet, so I will make arrangements if necessary. That's not a problem. To give you a little bit of information about me, I am from Nashville, Tennessee, originally. I did go to junior high and high school here in Jacksonville at Landon and Sandalwood, and then I moved back home to go to college where I graduated from Tennessee State University in Nashville. My two sons are 28 and 18. The youngest just graduated from Baldwin last year. And I have one dog. He's my puppy. He's the baby of the family. That's Hercules. He's up there in the corner. This is my 24th year teaching in Duval County and my 8th year at Baldwin, as a matter of fact. I do enjoy photography and cooking. I love to travel, but all the kids will tell you my favorite place to be, my favorite thing to do is to go to Disney. And I love the fact that I can share that with them because they love Disney as well. And we talk about it probably a little more than we should, but we do enjoy it. A little bit about AP Seminar. It is a foundational course. This description comes from the College Board in their official course description. The students are learning about gathering information as research. We are learning how to tell whether a source is credible or reliable, how to weed out information to only choose the most effective information for a paper. I am going to be teaching them to write a research paper, a short one, a research report at first, and then a research paper secondly. They will be doing both group and individual presentations as a part of this course. And that's both for the face-to-face students and for the Baldwin homeroom students. We have already done a couple of presentations, as a matter of fact, both individually and group, and we did some of those virtually, which was really interesting. It was a learning experience for all of us. Basically, this course teaches students how to gather information, how to synthesize that information into a cohesive and academic argument, and then how to present that information in a professional way so that they are, no matter what they do after high school, but especially if they are college bound, which most of our students are, they are ready for whatever challenge they might meet in college or in their career. As far as class activities are concerned and the curriculum, I have added this image here. This is called the Quest framework. This is the framework for all that we do. And everything we do in class, I always work to have the kids question ideas, question topics, explore ideas and topics. They do have to understand concepts and analyze them from different angles, evaluating different perspectives of an issue. They then take information from different areas and synthesize those ideas to formulate their own. And they work in teams to put together ideas and presentations, and then transmit is simply presenting that information together as a team and working in that cohesive unit. This is the grading policy for the course. And again, this is for both the Baldwin homeroom students and the face-to-face students. Anything we do involving research goes into a category that's 30% of their grade. Writing assignments are 30%. Their presentation assignments are a 30% category. And then any kind of little thing we do that falls into that classwork homework assignment area, like taking notes or doing practice activities that I really don't want to make a huge part of their grade, I put that in that category, so it's 10%. I do have a note here about capstone shirts. So this week I will be talking to the students about designing a capstone t-shirt for the year. We do that every year. And I'll be sending home information about the deadline by which students need to have a black polo shirt and a either khaki pants or a khaki skirt if they're a young lady and they prefer skirts to pants. But for their formal presentations that get recorded for College Board, they are going to need that. I will provide them with a capstone patch and some heat and bond so they can iron it onto their shirts. But they are going to, that's kind of our presentation uniform that's kind of become tradition on campus. Everybody knows when it's capstone presentation time because that's kind of their AP thing. And so it's really kind of fun, and it really kind of sets them apart because they're the only kids on campus who get to do this. So that's a really special thing. In terms of tutoring, again, I am available after school from 2 to 4. And that works for the Baldwin homeroom students as well. If they'd like to set up an appointment with me for a Tuesday or Thursday afternoon, I can certainly do that. I can meet them in our channel in Teams and start a meeting with them and give them after school help virtually if that's necessary, if they have any questions about anything or need any guidance with anything. I do accept late work for all the things we do for class. I do have to caution the students, though, in terms of College Board performance tasks and College Board deadlines when we get there after Thanksgiving. Those things I can't move deadlines on because those are College Board performance tasks that count toward their AP exam scores. So those are dates that can't move, and I really can't do much about those. So, but up until during this first semester, yes, late work is fine. It's absolutely okay. I do take late points. I take 10 points off per school day once they've missed a deadline, but usually it's not really a problem because I do tend to give them quite a bit of time in class together to work on stuff. And most of it they're working on together as a team, and it's just a matter of practice, practice, practice. But like I said, in the event something is late, they can fill out a late slip and turn that in and still get credit for the work. In the event of an absence, I am posting in both Teams and Focus. In Teams, starting today, I am posting what we did in class, if I assigned any homework, what that is and what that entails. But especially because I have my Baldwin homeroom students, everything goes in focus as well. If I assign something and give a handout to go with it, it goes in focus. A lot of times, even if there's no assignment with it, if I give a handout, it goes in focus. Just because I have to share things electronically that way. Many times I will share it both in Teams and in focus, so they get it both ways. But if in the event anything is missed or needed, all they have to do is reach out to me and I can make sure they get what they need. Speaking of Teams, so I do want to talk about, because while this doesn't affect the face-to-face students anymore, those students who have come back full-time face-to-face, I do still have the Baldwin homeroom students, and I don't like to think about this, but if in the future we have to go back onto Teams for whatever reason, these rules will apply. I don't usually count tardies until the students are several minutes late, because I try to make allowances for technical issues that may happen. We all know Teams tends to be fickle from time to time. So I do try to make consideration for those technology issues. However, if a student is several minutes late to class, I am required to mark them tardy. In terms of attendance, so students log in and they go to the attendance tab at the top of the channel and they fill out that Microsoft form for attendance and click submit. That's part of the requirement for attendance. During class, Dr. Hall has asked us to do, some fun little checks throughout the period, just to make sure everybody's still awake and involved in the process. So I do ask them a few times during the period to give me an emoji or a GIF in the chat that is a reaction to something we just talked about, or I'll ask them to repeat a word we just talked about, and I check them off that everybody's participating and everybody's still actively listening. In the event, though, that students are not responsive, if I'm noticing that I'm not getting responses from a student, I'll call their name a few times. And if they're still non-responsive, I typically wait till the end of the period. If their icon is still there and they are still non-responsive to me, then I have to mark them absent, because as far as I know, they're not physically there. And in order to get credit for being in attendance, they have to physically be there. So usually that's not an issue, especially in AP seminar. I mean, these kids are awesome. You know that. They're your kids. You know how great they are. But just so you know, that is the way that the attendance policy works for working in teams. And as far as excused and unexcused, I'm not allowed as a teacher to excuse an absence. I have to mark it as unexcused unless it's a school activity, of course. When the student brings a note to the main office and turns it in, then the attendance clerk, Miss Jacobs, she's the one who can mark it as excused based on the paperwork they receive in the office. In the event students are absent, especially Baldwin homeroom students, I do record our sessions, and I do my best at a couple of times a week to update and put those recordings in the recorded lessons folder. Otherwise, the recordings also show up on the date in the little meeting in the general channel, and the students can go back and watch the recorded lesson if they miss. And like I said, I will be, for everybody, I will be posting in Teams daily as to the things that we're doing in class and whether or not there are any assignments. But for the face-to-face students who started back to school today, I'm not recording live classes in the classrooms. We're not allowed to do that. but that information will be in the general channel in case students are absent. And that is all the information I have for you this evening about AP Seminar. I hope I answered all of your questions. If I didn't, please feel free to call and leave a voicemail or send me an email. I'll be happy to get back with you. I'll be happy to chat with you about anything regarding the class or, well, anything. Please don't hesitate to reach out. That's absolutely fine. And I'm so thankful that you stopped by this evening. And I am so happy to be continuing this year again with your students. We had some fun last year. We're having a lot of fun together this year, and I can't wait to finish the year with them. It's been a joy. Have a good night.